Okay, today is a big day. We have a new breed of pigs coming out here. Just checking on the cow to see if she's had a calf yet. I was out here last night about 11 checking on her before I went to sleep. Yeah, it's gotta be any time now. Her udder is just so big. Alright, I'll come back and check on her in a little bit. It's a beautiful morning out here. I'm just finishing getting this stall ready for the pigs. I'm gonna rake it out, pitchfork it out, probably put some hay or wood chips in there. Thank you. Here's this nipple water from the other pigs. I'm gonna have the boys hose it out really good. Are you cleaning that out for Daddy?
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm gonna help you in just a minute.
Yeah, I'll buy
What's going on?
I don't know. There's just no milk in their udder this morning. That's so weird.
There's milk.
That's really weird.
I know they've been separated for 12 hours.
There is milk in it.
Well, there is milk, but there's usually after a separation from the kids, their udders are very full and tight, and it's super small. Like it's almost like no milk in there. And Norma Jean's is the same. Now the baby goats are old enough to hop. If they wanted to, they could get out of that by hopping through that gap up there. But if they had done that, they wouldn't have been able to get back in. Because I mean, if there had been a gradual decrease, it'd be one thing. But yesterday, I got more milk than ever. Don't put eggs in your pocket. Don't break. Guys, here. What's in there?
The pigs?
You can't wait to see them. You've been talking about this for weeks. Do you like pigs?
All my pigs. I like pigs.
He brought us pigs. I don't know if we've told you, but we are getting Gloucestershire Old Spots, and we chose that breed because it's a heritage breed, and it also grows out a lot faster than the guinea hogs that we usually raise, and also because we just found a great source for them. And Arthur's kind of always wanted to raise these pigs, so it's going to be fun trying a different breed.
What?
They're a lot bigger than I thought.
You feel so funny.
They're so cute.
They let you know if they don't like it.
I really like them around 9.
And they're 3 months now.
They're about 4.
About how much do they grow out to at 9 months?
I'm looking for around 260 to 280 is where I like them at 9 months.
That's live weight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And I just feel like, so around the 6-month point, a little before, but around that 6-month point, they start getting their adult fat on the back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And a little bit longer around that 9 month, you'll get a little bit better marbling in the chops and in the shoulders. So I really like 9 months. I've gone as much as a year, just kind of playing around, seeing if there was a major change in meat. Not really. I do see better marbling in the adults, but 9 months is about right for us.
That's salt and minerals, so make sure he doesn't eat that, right? Pigs can have salt. Is
They
that
can.
He just doesn't want to go in there.
Do you want a banana?
so dark? Oh, there it goes.
There we go.
Daddy, want to give her a banana?
this is Brandon, and Raising Roots is your business, right?
Correct.
Okay, cool. And what do y'all do over there?
We raise hogs. We've got all Gloucestershire Old Spots. We're dedicated to that breed. We don't do any outcrosses. Not that we're against it, just that we're committed to the breed.
Yeah.
So we have kind of two phases of that. One is the commercial side of it, and it's sort of counterintuitive, but eating the pigs and making them popular in the commercial space actually helps with the conservation. We have over 100 and some odd pigs, over 130 right now, 20 breeding sow, 5 going on 7 boars. For our business is really about meat and niche meat, and also about kind of the conservation side of the pigs.
Very nice.
So we sell registered breeding stock, we sell feeder pigs.
We got feeder pigs.
Yep, and that's what we're driving off today. We also are starting to get into cattle. About a year ago, we took on some kind of rare Black Angus bloodlines out of the Y Angus program from the University of Maryland. The second largest herd we sort of stumbled into is in Claremont, North Carolina, not far from our house. So we were under mentorship of an old timer there who's just a heck of a cattleman.
Why do you think Old Spots are a great breed for people to raise, specifically people in, just like us, raising a few at a time?
Yeah, so that's a great question. We went on the hunt for kind of a protein for the farm, and we settled on pigs for a couple reasons. Their feed conversion rate's really good, which typically means kind of a little bit more manageable impact on the environment. Within the pig realm, we chose Old Spots for kind of a couple primary reasons. One, we're a sucker for a good story, and the story of the Old Spots is a really compelling one for us, where they kind of fell out of favor in the commercial meat markets, and so they were practically extinct or gone from the U.S. until they were brought back, and have been kind of growing in the U.S. for the last 20, 30 years. We chose the Old Spots in addition to the story because we've got kids, we planned on having boars and those sorts of things, and we really wanted a breed that was gentle around our children, that were easier to handle. Their docile nature is just really wonderful. Yeah. They've got great personalities. My wife and my daughter can handle 600-pound boars without much trouble. The meat quality is just phenomenal. There's a lot of heritage breeds that taste amazing. There's outcrosses that you get good hybrid vigor or heterosis that taste amazing, but particularly about the Old Spots, the meat is just, how would I describe it? The fat content is such that you just kind of eat it all. It's very buttery and smooth, delightful. The meat is actually given a TSG certification over in the UK. Traditional Specialty Guarantee, I think, is what it stands for. And essentially what that attests is that for a minimum of 30 years, the output of the meat product has to kind of carry its characteristics alone.
Those
so
are
it's
standards
distinguishable.
That we don't really have here.
No, they're not. They're really not.
We're like, oh, it's $2.99.
Yeah, it's $2.99 in the store. Bacon. It's interesting. I've met folks from all over, down in the South American region, even over in some Ukrainians, and they say pork in America is terrible.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I didn't really understand that until I started kind of sampling other heritage breeds and raising our own, and kind of taking a lot of passion in it. And they're right, because so much flavor is lost. The corn isn't necessarily evil in pigs like it is cows. In a ruminant, it just ruins the entire biology that's going on. But it is very expensive, and it doesn't have a lot of the kind of nutrient-rich things that a pig's meat's gonna kind of really stand out in. And so starting to study how folks are doing it in other countries, it's clear why American pigs are kind of broken in a sense from a taste and flavor perspective. You've got anything from the famous Spanish pigs raised on acorns, to kind of the South American, to even the Ossables that are raised on kind of island fruit and things. And so when you get into these heritage breeds, including the Old Spots, you kind of find a lot of those, especially if you sort of observe them in a field or in an orchard kind of setting, you see a lot of those kind of old blood genetics that are powering them through their kind of foraging practices, and it's interesting when you kind of get the final product to just taste the difference in the meat.
I look forward to it. What's their body fat composition compared to like a Tamworth versus an American guinea hog? Are they in the middle somewhere?
They're in the middle somewhere. They are technically a lard pig.
Yeah.
If you grow them, if you push them hard, you'll see kind of good performance, but they're kind of they're an orchard pig, and so they're used to, by used to I mean in like deep inside their blood, they're used to kind of converting sugary things like apples and vineyards, so grapes and things, into good fats. Depending on what you feed them, they'll build their fat a little bit differently. So some folks will put them on like a cow milk or a goat milk for just excess, and you'll watch them just explode in terms of their growth. And then when you get the carcass, you'll have a good kind of balance between back fat and marbling without it being too gristly.
We felt like our guinea hogs were kind of on the too fatty side, and on the fat was a little on the gristly side too. I've always thought there was kind of this misconception about pigs that you can just feed them just your waste, like just your garden waste, but when actually you buy a pig, like you need a pallet of food to raise it on. So how do you see how the pig fit into like the historical farm, and how they were actually efficient animals when it actually takes a pallet of food to raise a pig out?
I think our definition of efficiency has changed, and that's sort of the difference. Because we've grown them out on kind of more of a, I'll tell you, so we recycle about 300 to 400 pounds of grocery store produce a day.
Okay.
And so every day they get 25 to 30 pound buckets per kind of cohort in the fields, and they do really great on that stuff. But they can survive on it by itself. But they cannot really perform and thrive on that alone. And the pigs require lysine to put on weights and perform. So when efficiency is defined by I'm a homesteader, or I'm a farmer, or I'm a community that needs to sort of produce food with kind of a lower input or a more closed loop kind of concept, then the pig's going to take a long time to grow, and it will get there. But it's going to be the kind of lanky and gangly along the way. When we got American guinea hogs, that's kind of what I realized, is that one, people's pigs were not starving, but they were hungry all the time. They would eat anything, and they will grow extremely slow. And I pushed some of the guinea hogs, and we've fed them very small amounts for almost 2 years, and they never stopped growing, but they were very slow growers. Very slow. Yeah, and so when efficiency is kind of redefined as daily gain, feed conversion, and now we're talking in terms of not low and slow and efficiencies by way of community inputs and resources. We're talking about efficiencies of input versus conversion, and then time to revenue. That's a whole different definition. And under that definition, you've got to have your lysine dialed in, you've got to have your amino acids right, your fats have to be correct. A lot of folks will find, like, okay, I went to Krispy Kreme and I scored a truck of donuts a day, and like that's totally fine. Your pigs will eat it, and
you're gonna have a lot of lard.
They will have a lot of lard, but even worse than that, the saturated fat content will disturb what that product tastes like, and too much of that saturated fat input will make this kind of poor. It's bad experience on the consumer side. And so even when we get this produce on a daily basis from a grocery store, it's like high in, you'll get a lot of apples, you'll get a lot of potatoes, which you got to be careful with. We'll also get a ton of pineapples and watermelon. And so even when we get that, we're very careful about how we blend these buckets together, so that we're not overrunning them with too much sugar or too much of something in the summer month that's going to make them lazy and lethargic and panting, and so there's this whole this whole world of feed and how it affects your pigs that is kind of just different. So we converted over to fodder. It's basically microgreens for pigs. So we take like we grow about what are we up to now? It's about 800 pounds a day in fodder, and it's essentially these large mats of barley and clover. And so we will grow this, and we've found that without any mineral addition, they grow real slow. But when we dial in the mineral, which is the same thing a feed mill is doing, they're taking ground corn and soy, which by itself is not a complete feed, and they're adding in a mineral mix to provide those amino acids and sugars and fibers and whatnot, that correct balance for the pig. And so you can achieve that without corn and soy. You don't require corn and soy to grow a pig. It's just very hard to get a performant pig for some definition of efficiency out of just scraps or homegrown gardens and those sorts of things. So you've got to kind of add in that mineral and dial it in for whatever your alternative feed program is. The bulk of their feed is fodder, and then we don't even count the food scraps. That's mostly for like micronutrients that you can hardly measure, sugars, a delightful treat, entertainment. Pumpkin season is their favorite time of year. They're rolling pumpkins around the field, and we get really crazy with alternative feed. So you asked a question that I totally nerded out on, but right now my homeschool kids are piloting a mealworm program where they are scaling up. They've got about 6,000 right now, and they're scaling slowly up to about 400,000 mealworms a day.
For animal feed, or? For
animal feed. So as it turns out, you can actually supplement soybeans and live mealworms almost 1 for 1.
Wow.
And you're going to get higher digestibility out of mealworms. You're going to get a really nice kind of nutrient package.
Do you feed them live?
We feed them alive. Mealworms like a little larvae, basically. And we get really excited about feed.
When a bear digs into, I used to keep bees for a long time. When a bear goes into a beehive, like they're just as interested in the brood as they are in the honey.
Yeah.
What else do you do at Raisin Roots Farm?
We're actually we haven't even announced this yet, so this is exciting. We are opening up our own on-farm butcher shop. We started this in November. It's kind of it kind of completes the circle. The only thing pigs will be leaving the farm for is USDA slaughter. Otherwise, we'll be able to see all of our carcass inspections and do all of our own inspections and really dial in kind of how these genetic and feed program, these genetic pairs and these feed programs are really impacting the kind of final product.
Will you'll be butchering for other people or butchering your own?
We will both.
Okay.
Both. Kind of pre-COVID, we weren't really considering other people because everyone was good. The world was right. For some definition of right.
Yeah.
And now that has opened a lot of eyes and there's a major kind of issue, we've decided to kind of start the process of opening up for other farmers as well.
Cool.
And processing. We are not a kill facility, but if bring us a stamped carcass, an inspected carcass, then we'll take it the final mile. Specialty sausages, charcuterie after a while. I know artisanal cuts. I mean, we're really excited. And we really feel just that passionate about kind of these breeds that we're into, both cows and pigs. So we really want to make them shine, and we feel like we want to do that ourselves.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about trying the meat on these pigs because for years we've had guinea hogs, and I like the actual animal, and I like the meat okay, but I'm just interested to see the difference.
Yeah.
And these will probably be butchered before we're done with what we have now. Yeah, it'd be nice to do side by side.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. For them right now, I think we are at 2 pounds of corn, soy until about this phase, and then we transition into fodder. So that we are using 18% protein, and it's 2 pounds a day. They are very close to needing to go up to about 3, somewhere in there. And you'll kind of watch them. You'll see the belly swell if they're getting too much, and they'll still eat it, but the belly will start carrying almost like they're a bunch of pregnant boys. You're like, okay, that's probably a little too much. You can back down just like half a pound and see if they.
So that transfers, because when we're not going to be feeding fodder, we'll be feeding just
and that's fine.
Someone said a rough guideline is a pound per 10 pound of pig per day. So if they're 20 pounds to feed them 2 pounds, 30 pounds, 3 pounds.
It maxes out at 6.
Okay.
Yeah, no more than 6.
Okay, I misunderstood your math. I was like,
does that make sense though? I mean, is that like a general guideline?
That's a rough guideline, yeah. And then after you kind of run with that for a couple weeks, you'll be able to watch their body and how they're going. And if you're seeing kind of the stall where they're leaning up underneath the belly.
Okay.
They go through a leggy phase, and they're about to hit that. It's around the 100 to 125 pounds. They're probably about 2 to 4 weeks away from hitting that, and they'll start growing up and out. And they get kind of lanky, and it's sort of like, yeah, they just go through growth spurt, and then their body catches up again.
So we will have milk byproducts, and we will have lots of scrap food. You know.
They will do exceptionally well on milk. Is it goat or dairy?
It will
matter.
be cow.
Yeah.
She might
We
have
have-
dropped her calf while we were talking.
Yeah, I know.
She's like out there
She's like
standing there,
due any
looking
second,
off
really.
at the woods.
She was due a week ago, so.
They will do exceptionally well on that.
Yeah, it would be more like skim and whey,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah, the whey is
Lather.
great for them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The skim is helpful. The whey is really, really good.
But I wouldn't feed them the same amount of grain, though, correct?
No. You can back that way down. What kind of scraps are you thinking?
Kitchen scraps,
Yeah.
garden scraps.
Vegetables.
Mostly vegetables.
Do you have trouble selling pigs, or do you sell all that you raise?
We sell everything we raise, so we've got a wait list now of about 20 people that carry us to 2021, and that happens like every other year, it seems. We just
So
get
we
this
better
big
get on the wait list for next year. Because I don't think we'll be ready for breeding stock yet.
Yeah, we've got some regulars that just every year I know to hold 3 or 4 pigs back for them, and I think they're kind of same as what you just said. They've kind of gotten themselves up to where after a couple of years coming back for pigs, they're ready for breeders, and that's exciting. And we don't view this space as competitive at all. So we sell breeders, we support other people who are getting into the meat business themselves, and we don't have any trouble selling them. We sell to whole carcasses to chefs. Those are hard to find because a lot of chefs don't either know what to do with it, or B, don't have time to break down a carcass, and that's fair.
Yeah.
But those are my favorite because the whole pig's getting used, skin and all.
Brandon just told us he offers a 3-day guarantee on his pigs.
That's right.
That's being on 4 legs.
Yeah, we really stand by it. In fact, we're very transparent. We have some breeders that we've sold the last few years that we're going to go and replace because we went and researched them, and there's some fertility issues, and it happens. That's the way genetics are. And when we trace it back down the tree, somebody long before even the people we bought it for, Adam, decided to line breed 2 litter mates and then breed those together, and we're seeing some regression in line breeding as a result. So yeah, we stand by everything we do. We're really committed to the relationship with the people who are getting into this, and it's the homesteaders and the hobbyists and the other farmers choosing to raise heritage breeds, GOS or not, that are important to their survival. So we stand by them, and free of charge, we're going to deliver a bunch of new breeding stock.
We appreciate the delivery.
Absolutely. Yeah, I enjoyed the drive up and seeing these old tobacco barns. It's awesome. I've never seen them up close. Yeah. Even though I've been to Durham and through tobacco country a few times, I've never been inside one. Thanks so much. Take care.
Have a good one. Are y'all picking blackberries?
Yeah, Mama's gonna make a cobbler.
How many? Show me.
Right now we'll have it for breakfast.
A bunch of boards all over me.
You got thorns all over you? And
No,
burrs?
no.
got burrs all on your
Only
hair.
boards.
You want to go see those piggies?
Yeah.
Let's go see those piggies. Come on. There they are. They just ate their breakfast. Yummy, yummy, yummy. You've been talking about having pigs for a long time. What do you think that now that we have them?
That's hills.
You excited?
That's hills.
Yeah, you're friendly. You're friendly. They're fighting over water.
The silt.
They're cute.
Yeah, the baby dolls.
What did you say?
I love them.
You love them?
Take this out.
He said, I love them. I love pigs too, actually. Pigs for everyone. All right, guys, thanks for joining us. We got these new old spot pigs. Really, really excited about this breed.
Yeah, we
I've
are.
actually wanted to raise them for several years, and I'm glad we made this connection with Brandon as well. We'll link his website. There's something on the lens.
What is it?
I don't know. Probably animal poop. We'll link his website in the video description, so check it out.
And his Facebook page. That's where I found him, was on Facebook. So we'll link both of those.
And he told us
Come here, I'll hold
when they get their butcher shop open, they're hoping to actually ship their pork, so you could actually try it too. So keep your eyes out for that. They're just doing neat stuff over at their farm. It's been another great day on the homestead, and we will see you soon, guys. Goodbye.
Bye.